my fellow comic book collectors, it's Alan, the Comic Collector Geek, and these are your hottest Golden Age comics for the week, starting with number 10, which I call the Steal of the Week. It's America's Best Comics number 26. It's a Nidor publication from 1948. It has an Alex Schomburg cover. It features the very sexy Miss Mask on a motorcycle. I'm a big fan of Miss Mask. Actually, this is one of the books that I need for my collection. I've been trying to get all her cover appearances from the Golden Age, so this is actually on my want list. But it also features a Frank Frazetta illustrated text story, which makes it another cool thing about this book. This was a 3.0 sale for $650. Now you're probably wondering, wow, $650, that's a lot of money. Why is it a steal of the week? Well, it's the only sale for this grade, but there was a 5.5 sale back in August of 2022 for $2,400. And if you do the price point kind of conversion, that works out to being a 3.0 should sell for around $1,300. So this is about half what you would have expected it to sell for based on that 5.5 sale. So kind of a steal based on prior sales. You just don't see this book very often. There's only 13 on the census and 12 of them are blue labels. So pretty rare book. Don't see it that often, and this was a pretty great sale where somebody snagged it for $650. Next on the list is number 9, which is Haunt of Fear number 10. Now this is from EC Comics 1951. It's Al Felstein cover. And this one, often people think was mentioned in Seduction Innocent. It is not. It was not mentioned in Seduction Innocent, but it does have a lot of the features that you would expect for a Seduction Innocent book, because it's got like this zombie bull and bullfighter, very gory, graphic cover, and that would kind of relate to Seduction Innocent kind of style of books, but this was not mentioned as Seduction Innocent. This is a CGC 7.0 that came up for auction, and it sold for $617. Now, the previous record actually was set back in July of 2021 for $649. So this is kind of within that range. It's not a super strong sale, but it's one where I kind of wanted to sort of put out there that EC Comics sometimes are not that scarce for the Golden Age. There's 116 of these on the census, and 110 of them are universal blue labels. And it's just, that's pretty common that's a pretty common book for the Golden Age. And that's why you can get these high grade ones for relatively affordable prices. I mean, $600 for a high grade book, is a pretty good price. And also for a horror cover. So it's one where you can sometimes get a bit of a better deal, sometimes pay a bit more, but the EC comics are fairly common for comparatively to some of these more rare Golden Age books that I'm getting into. The next book on the list, number 8, is Planet Comics number 33. This is from Fiction House, 1944. It features the great sexy artwork by Lily Renee. She's one of the great female artists of the Golden Age. And it's sort of like these Planet comics are kind of like the mixture of good girl art and sci-fi. So a lot of people, a lot of collectors kind of gravitate to these books. And there's been a lot of increased interest in these Planet comics. This one actually features an origin story of sorts. It features the origin of Star Pirates booster boots, or wonder boots, I should say. So kind of an extra little bonus that it's in there, but it is a great cover. Very good, has a really great good girl cover to it. This was a CGC 3.5 that sold, and it sold for $619. And it had a previous record of $422.77 back in July of 2017. So it's gone up a little bit, a couple $100 since 5 years ago, 6 years ago. So it's a pretty strong sale. These Planet Comics are ones that are attracting a lot of comic collectors' interest, and they're ones that are very fun covers. You have to really enjoy these ones. I like Lily Renee, and I enjoy these Golden Age sci-fi covers. So there's 51 of these on the census, and 50 of them are Universal Blue Labels. Number 7 on the list is Cindy Comics number 29. This is a timely publication from 1948. Timely actually in the late 40s, early 50s, really got into good girl art. It kind of moved away from doing the superheroes into just mainly doing a lot of good girl art titles. Cindy is just one of them. This one was actually Pedigree, and it was from the David Crippen Pedigree. And it was a CGC 7.5 that sold for $799. Now, the previous record for this book was set back for the exact same book, was set back in April of 2023 for $408. So it's almost gone up double from its previous sale. This was an eBay sale, and the previous sale was on Heritage Auctions. So really strong sale. Somebody basically doubled their money, bought it on Heritage, and doubled their money on eBay. There are 11 of these on the census, and 10 of them are Universal Blue Labels. So the next one on the list, number 6, is Archie's Giant Series Magazine number 1. This is from Archie, 1954. It is also kind of like the first appearance of Archie's Christmas Stocking, which is a series that they use even up till now, where they have like these Christmas stocking kind of comics. So it's kind of like the first of those. And that's kind of the appeal of it. This was a 6.5 CGC copy that came up for sale, and it sold for $899. Now that's a really strong sale. There was a 6.0. There was no previous sale in this grade, but there was a 6.0 that sold for $487 back in April of 2021. So almost double, not quite double, like 40% more than what the 6.0 had sold for. So very strong sale for this book. There are 39 of these on the census, and 38 of them are Universal Blue Labels. So Archie is cool, basically, is the point. Number 5 on the list is World's Finest Comics number 68. This is a 1954 comic with Win Mortimer cover. And it features probably the most powerful nemesis that Batman, Robin, and Superman have ever faced. It's the one where they've all cowered away from, and it was the skunk. It's a really cute cover. It's like a skunk, and you see Batman and Superman and Robin all running away from it because the power of the skunk. So their most powerful nemesis. So I thought it was a cool cover. This was a 7.0 that came up for sale, a CGC 7.0, and it sold for $1,299.99. It was buy it now price on eBay. So a penny shy of $1,300. The previous record for this book was set back in June of 2019 for $1,250. So it's up $50 from that previous record. However, this book had actually gone down. The last sale was back in October of 2023, so just this month, where it sold for $926. So it's actually up from its previous sale this month, and it's up from its previous record as well. So this book is basically recovered and a little bit of an increase. So there are 19 of these on the census, and 17 of them are Universal Blue Labels. Number 4 on the list is Catman Comics number 16. This is from Holyoke from 1942. It's a Chaz Quinlan cover. And it features kind of like, it looks like, I don't know, is it a wheel? I think it's like almost like one of those spin the wheel kind of things where it's like a swastika and has like the heads of Mussolini, Hitler, and Tojo, and all the kind of Axis powers. And it says, get rid of the Axis, basically. And it's, classic cover. A lot of people go after these Catman comics that are quite rare, and they're highly sought after, especially the ones with any kind of World War II elements. This was a raw, restored copy. They actually mentioned that it is restored. That sold for, in a 2.5, sold for $1,912.87. It was a pretty aggressive auction that happened for this book. Now, this is one of those ones where you kind of have to look at the numbers and figure out, was it a good sale or was it a weak sale? Because there was a 3.0 that sold back in August of 2019 for $2,280. So this is close to that 3.0 sale that happened like a few years back. But there was also a 1.5 sale that happened in June of this year, 2023, for $2,325. So it's much less, like a 2.5 raw actually went for less than the Blue Label 1.5. However, let's do some math. If you do the math, well, it's a restored copy, so you get maybe 60% of the value. And you would expect the value to be around that $3,000 point if it was like a 2.5 Blue Label. So $3,000. But then you have to take off about 20% for the cost of slabbing it, potentially not getting the grade that you expect. So you kind of always give about 20% for that. So that would make it around $2,400. But then it's restored and you get about 60 to maybe 70% if you're lucky on these lower grades. So that means that's probably, you would have expected to sell for around 16 to maybe 1,700, I should say. So it's a very strong sale. Once you do all the math, it's like a little bit more complicated because it is restored, it is raw, and it's like, there's elements where of uncertainty that could really impact the value of the book. So, but it is good that the seller disclosed that it was restored. They didn't call it restored, they called it repaired, which could be actually a non-restored book. So one of the things that is really interesting about comics is that if the repair is done with tape, like where tape is on cover, you can still get a Blue Label. So this is one where there's a big risk, where if the repair is done with glue or something where it is considered restoration, then that will dramatically decrease the price. So it's one of those ones you just buyer beware. But for the most part, it's probably within what you would expect this book to sell for. Maybe a little bit more, but who knows? Again, this is one of those ones when you get it graded, then you get the surprise of either it's a lower grade or a higher grade, or restored or Blue Label. So buyer beware. That's one of the risks of buying from the Golden Age, that a lot can happen to a book over 80 years. So something to be aware of. There are 17 of these on the census, and 15 of them are Universal Blue Labels. Number 3 on the list is Marvel Mystery Comics number 36. This is Timely Comics from 1942. It's an Alex Schomburg cover, and it's a really cool cover. I actually really love this cover. It almost looks like a schematic because it's like these Nazi invasion tunnels, and the way Alex Schomburg creates these covers is just really fun. He'll label everything, so there's like little decompression rooms, and he labels it all, and it's just really cool to see all the little labels and to read all the little labels of what each thing is. I always enjoyed that about these World War II covers by Alex Schomburg, just the amount of detail that he puts into them. And I think that's what collectors gravitate to. So this is a World War II thing. It has the Nazi thing. These are all very collectible things. And also it's an Alex Schomburg cover. So a lot going for this book. It was a pretty big sale. It was a CGC 2.0 sale for $1,125. This is a pretty major new record because the previous sale for this book was back in April of 2021 for $1,130. So it's almost doubled in that 2-year time span. There are 46 of these on the census, and 39 of them are Universal Blue Labels. So just a great sale for this wonderful, cool Alex Schomburg book. Number 2 on the list is Captain Marvel Jr., number 13. This is from Fawcett, 1943. It's a Macroboy cover, and it's basically this football cover with Captain Marvel Jr. basically slamming through Hitler and maybe some other Nazis. Just a really cool cover. Just odd idea for a cover, but really cool cover. These, for the most part, Captain Marvel Jr. comics are fairly affordable. There are a few within the run that are expensive though, and this is one of them because of the artist and because of those World War II elements. This was a CGC 6.5 that sold, and it sold for $2,700. Now, it was one of these best offer things. So if you look at Go Collect, they will actually show it as the full price, which was $3,050, but it was actually a best offer, and the seller accepted an offer of $2,700. Just to be aware. So it's always good to look into the numbers. This one is a new record. The previous sale for the same book was back in 2022, October of 2022, for $780. So it's up 3 times from its prior record. So just a massive sale for this book. There are 46 of these on the census, and 43 of them are Universal Blue Labels. The last comic is massive. This one is a really cool one. This is Negro Baseball 1946 Yearbook. And this is from Sepia, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Sports from 1946. And it features a photo cover. Now, photo covers generally don't really do that well. Most people like, more of the art covers. But this is a kind of a key photo cover. It is a photo cover of Jackie Robinson. And it's from 1946, which is a very interesting year because it's the year before Jackie Robinson joined the Major League. And he's a major player. He's like a very famous, iconic baseball player. And this is a prior photo from before he was even a rookie. So really major photo cover. so that's why collectors would really gravitate to this book. And you're going to get not just comic collectors going after this one, but you're going to get baseball enthusiasts going after this book. Just a pretty major book. He actually joined the majors in 1947 as a rookie, so this is a year before that. This was a CGC 8.5. It had a listing price of $29,500, and they accepted a best offer of $23,000. So massive sale. This is the only sale for this book. There are no other sales in any grade. This book is a ghost. There are people that make signs to it and different paraphernalia based on this cover because it is such a iconic cover, an iconic book. and an important historical book for those who are interested in Black history, and also history about baseball, history about Jackie Robinson. So just so much going for this book. It's just a major book. And there's only one on the census. This is the highest grade in the census, but it's the only one on the census. It's really a ghost book, and somebody just picked up, this is like a piece of history that they picked up. So really cool book. What do you think? What do you think of this list? What do you think of this last book? I'd love to hear people's opinions on it. Put it in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Bye for now.